Hi, this week's Torah portion we're going to talk about shoftim. Shoftim means judges. We judge all the time. We judge people, we judge things, we judge materials, we judge money, we judge so many things. And especially South Indians, from the Indian state of South Indians. Oh my God, gossiping is the main thing. They will immediately judge people, and they will just spread the news all over the world. That's very common, and it is always, and it is a constant judging people. But what Bible talks about, Deuteronomy 16:18, it talks, God gives instructions to Joshua and Israel people. He said that you have to create judges and officers in every household, every city that you live in. And then they must judge the land and they must judge the people, but they should judge righteously. There should not be any denying of the righteous justice. And also, the Torah portion talks very clearly. It tells about that before judging anybody, we must bring all the positive things in him. All the positive things should be laid out, and then we should go for the negative things, and then we should balance it out, then judge. That's what the Torah portion talks about. And also in the Torah portion it tells that we should not be judging by ourselves, by alone. The judgment should be done through the group of people. In the Judaism, they had like 23 people, a group which will judge. All of them are judges. So 10 people will sit on one side and 10 people will sit down on the other side. The 10 people will talk about the positiveness. The other 10 will talk about the negativeness. And the two will give to the majority which want to be joined, and the final one will add it to the right one, so that it will be equally, that they can come to the final destination or final conclusion. But now we talk a lot, we judge a lot, we judge very quickly, very easily about somebody, and we talk them very bad about them without even knowing what is the real situation, what is the real cause for those things. We just immediately judge. We bring people in and we talk, hey, look at this guy. Hey, did you hear about this one? Hey, did you do this one? 24/7, we are engaged in that one. That's so bad, because the more you engage, the more you do, it's going to hit you back. That's what happened. So, one time in one funeral service, one guy was having a phone and he was yelling loudly at the funeral when the body was coming. They were bringing him to the church, and he was shouting in the phone saying, oh, it has come over here, it is turning this side, look, this one is like this, that one is like this, and he was shouting and yelling over the phone. It was so disturbance for the people. Everybody was so annoyed. They got really mad at this guy. But when someone went up and asked about him, they came to know that he was describing the events to his mom, one who couldn't able to attend this funeral service. Don't judge anyone before what you know. I've been judged multi-million times. One time I went to stay in one of the friend's house, I thought this is a friend, this is a friend, South Indian friend. I mean, after this incident, I don't want to face these people at all. Like that, he put me in trouble. I went and stayed in one of this fellow's house. I drove almost like 8 hours of drive, and I stayed with this guy. And this guy, with his children, with his son, those guys were like almost 24 years old. I had two cell phones. One was from the office, and one was from the one I had my own. So they tapped my office phone. They retrieved all the messages. Probably this has been conversed from the other people or someone. They just put it into families and circles, and how you will do it when anybody comes to a home and taking their phone in the nighttime and trying to tap it. The whole family, I didn't know what was going with these people. I wasn't sure. But I put it into the God's hand. I said, God, this is battle is yours and you will deal with that. And they are facing so many things from the God. And I shouldn't be saying what they faced, but it happened to them. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying that I'm so perfect and not this and that, but what I'm saying, when people do it, I have been through the gossipings. That's what I'm telling. Before judging others, you should understand there is a positive side of it, because you cannot do it on one side. Most of the judgment, most of the things what we do nowadays is like that. We take it on the one side and we try to judge other people. Beware, don't do that one, because when you do that, it's going to affect your family and your children. That curse will be falling on your children and your tradition and your generations. Our body is like, has 7 gates in our body: 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. These are acting up like an officers. These are the police officers. Our intellectual brain is a judges. Before concluding something, the brain will tell these are the things that are supposed to be implemented. Immediately, the eyes and nose and ears has to act as a police officers. Don't see what you're supposed to see, what you're not supposed to see. Don't hear what you're not supposed to hear. Don't talk what you're not supposed to talk. These are the police officers in our body system, which should control everything. So judging anything, judging people or judging others, we must be very careful in doing this. It's not easy, and it is very serious issue. And if we start doing that, because 24/7 we judge all the time. And also the Torah talks about in Deuteronomy 18th chapter and also in Deuteronomy 16th chapter, it tells that Levites cannot inherit, they cannot inherit any piece of land in Israel. Can you believe Levites are the priesthoods? They are also the tribes of Israel, and they don't have an opportunity to inherit the piece of land in Israel. How it's possible? How come the Israelites, the Levites especially, they don't have an opportunity to inherit the land? But God said, you cannot inherit the piece of land. You should be living with the offerings, what they've been offered, with what are the meat pieces that they should eat. Everything is laid out and described in the Bible. Can you believe Levites, the tribe which is the priest, which are the priesthood of the Judaism, they're not supposed to inherit a piece of land. Probably on the Messiah is coming, they may try to inherit. That's the Judaism belief. But think about our pastors and evangelists. How much property they have, buildings, how many buildings they have. Can you believe? But see, it's quite opposite, completely opposite to the biblical concept. You have to be aware of all these things. I have seen pastors who are settling down in America, and as if the American people need so much of gospel or something. And the priesthood, they're not even doing the priesthood. They are the pastor, they're not the priest. So they stay here, they inherit their children, they don't go to become a pastor or evangelist. They will be becoming something else. They want to establish their own kingdom, and they preach to people that gospel. How effective it would be. You must think about this one. You must know about this one. So, because the Bible says exactly, go and read it, 16th chapter of Deuteronomy. It talks very clearly about how judges are, how judges should be, how we should be judging other people, how we should be acting with other people, how we should lay out all the good things first. It talks about very clearly. The Torah portion, I'm talking about the Torah portion, talks about very clearly, and those are the descriptions, with the Deuteronomy. And also the 18th chapter talks about the Levites and what they possess and what they not possess. Folks, it is not easy to be lived, in a Christian life. There are so many things that we need to be followed. In the future days, this is what is going to happen, because the job of the priesthood is, job of the Levites are to educate the people, to teach them the Torah every single day, and they let all the Jewish people should be learning all the Torahs. At one point, they all will be knowing all the Torahs completely, thoroughly, and even the world will know the Torah completely and thoroughly at one point. That's the day it's going to come up. That's what we are listening all these Torahs. You might have not heard about this in before like 5 years or 6 years or 10 years about the Torahs and the explanation, but now you're listening. So there is a time going to come, all the Jewish people will be mastering in Torahs, and all the world will be learning all the Torahs and the Torah explanations and the lessons. That is for sure. So at least we are one step ahead in learning the Torahs and understanding the Torahs. That's what the Bible tells. The Levites are going to preach and teach. And this is what our opportunity also. That's what I was telling. We were also being given an opportunity to add up and to become a Levite and a rabbi and to preach and teach all these Torahs. But we are not engaging into that one. We are not even jumping in that. We are not even entering into that one. We are still on the very basic bottom line, still talking about the salvation, conversion. We're still talking about some kind of, blessings and, some kind of a comfort ministry. We need to come out of this one, folks. We need to come out of this one. So, we are on the right track, but at the same time, when you judge next time someone, make sure that you are judging correctly, balancing everything, bring out the right things, bring out the positive things first, bring out the pros first, and then bring all the cons. Lay it out. Don't judge it by yourself. Make a group. Try to make a group and try to judge yourself. Judge if you want to judge anyone else. It is not easy. It is not right. And if you judge wrongly some person, I'll tell you, it's going to come back to you, because life is a boomerang and it is not nice on you. Bible never teaches that. So shoftim means judges and officers who will work on us. Next time I'll come up with another Torah portion. Until then, Shavua Tov, have a good week and peace.